And they didn't even know. No one else knew what an amazing person that they'll never know, and the weddings he won't be at, and the kids' lives he won't be in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Please subscribe and thumbs up on this episode. One of the most painful seasons of Sister Wives history has to be season 19. The Brown family had their first time discussing Garrison's death, and as viewers know well, it has not been a smooth journey. To add to it, all the four women are now dealing with their individual lives. The original three have subsequently gone off to focus on their own paths, although Robin stays with Kody. Kody also indicated that he too felt that polygamy had smacked him in the face after his wives abandoned him. It has been difficult to film Mary, Janelle, and Christine together since they are now spread out at 3 different locations, but all of them will be living under one roof in the tell-all. The advert has been teased by TLC for a while, and fans have already gotten a glimpse of Janelle and Christine's vendetta against Kody. In addition, the latter will finally take responsibility for his faults in the tell-all and admit his own fault. What is the expected premiere date of Tell-All Sister Wives? Kody gets thrashed in Tell-All by Kody Brown. Christine was questioned by host Sokka on the Tell-All promo if she believed Kody had left Mary. Pine replied that Kody had left all 3 of his wives. She also shared her own suspicions that Kody and Robin were involved romantically before they were engaged. She then showed the engagement photo, which featured Robin and Kody cuddled up. Christine also revealed that Kody would drive 3 hours every weekend to visit Robin. Why was he driving 3 hours to see her if they were not having any physical activity? She later smiled presumptuously at Sakana. Discover when Sister Wives season 19 will air and more. There have been long-standing rumors that the Brown family will finally speak about Garrison's death. They paid respects to his memory, even though they did not reveal the details of where things went awry. Sister Wives fans are now eagerly waiting for the season's tell-all. Kody will interview Sakana individually with each of the 4 wives. They will address their opinions and feelings about the families, their successes and failures, and how the relationships have changed over time. Krishnan will also ask some questions to the Brown family. There will be some easy questions, but some can be tough. Then we'll also see Kody get angry and ask Sakana to shut up. His reaction shocked the host, and it will be interesting to see how she treats him thereafter. Also, Christine will reveal some controversial facts regarding Robin and Kody, but Janelle and Mary can't wait to get the public to see the real Kody. The dad rages and plays victim like always. He complains about how the trip has injured him. He even tries to blame and frame his other wives for attacking him because he cares so much for Robin. In an emotional scene on Sister Wives, the Brown family says goodbye to Garrison. When Garrison Brown took his own life, he was only 25 years old. His parents are still mourning over the fact that the former Sister Wives actor suicided using his own handgun. He died more than a year ago, and TLC is finally paying respects to his memory. The whole Brown family will enter him. As we could see in the latest episode, Janelle, his mother, was in tears as she fondly talked about her son. Even Kody had tears in his eyes for a change. It was quite an emotional roller coaster to see the Brown family members in tears as they talked about Garrison. All the children were in tears and trying to comfort each other. They could hardly believe their younger brother had succumbed to psychological coercion. His death still lingers in the mind of the entire Brown family. Mary broke the news that Kody informed her of Garrison's death during her birthday photo session. Mary shared in the latest Sister Wives episode that she was called by her ex-husband, Kody. Ignoring it, she wondered why he had called her. She even asked the workers to ignore the call. Kody will send her a text if it is important. When Mary was checking her messages, she was shocked that Kody had mentioned that Garrison had died. Announcing an emergency, she left the shoot immediately. She assured to be present for Janelle when she called her. Mary also discussed how difficult it was to bid farewell to Garrison. Sister Wives. Janelle lays Garrison to rest with the entire Brown family. In a recent TLC episode, Janelle revealed that the entire Brown family was in attendance, but for a very sad reason. They were there to lay Garrison to rest, she revealed. Kody earlier revealed that Garrison was laid to rest by his grandmother. Janelle's kids comforted and hugged her as she cried. They are not able to believe that Garrison passed away. Additionally, Kody was also emotional. He continued by stating that he would do anything in his power to respect his son. Upon arriving at their destination, the kids and the entire Brown family were looking out over the cemetery. The audience was touched by the video and felt compassion for Janelle. Most even went as far as to say that he should have treated Janelle the right way if you want to respect his son. There were also reports that Kody and Garrison did not see eye to eye before his death. "My heart just cries for you all," an admirer wrote. Another fan said, "Too bad Kody didn't respect Garrison when he was alive." Another fan disapproved of Kody's action of leaving Jeriso's photo in the garage. "Last night's episode tore me apart. Why couldn't he bring the photo of his own son along?" Throughout the whole process, Mary and Christine were both very downhearted. They could not understand how to deal with such a tragedy. TLC is showing Garrison's death a year later than the actual event since the show is a couple of years behind schedule. The Brown family members and fans are still mourning the death, though no one finds it easy to accept that such an energetic individual passed away at such a young age. The winds of change have swept through a household once rooted in communal lives and shared aspirations during the most emotionally charged and soul-bearing time of the esteemed family documentary series. The latest installment of this ongoing saga examines the strained relationships and personal discoveries that have shaped the Brown family's latest narrative. Turning away from the spiritual solidarity they had once claimed to hold dear, the audience can now observe the devastating sorrow that came after the demise of a young life that had once lit up all corners of the family due to this season's raising of the curtain. The group only spoke about their grief and the strange absence created by Garrison's demise for the first time. It was a horrible realization that life continues even when hearts remain broken. Aside from being a sad moment, the patriarch, AEI, man grappling with the crumbling pillars of the life he had constructed, is at the core of this significant transformation. With one companion remaining, he openly admitted, perhaps for the first time, that the mutual partnership way of life which he had previously espoused had suddenly come back to haunt him. His own confession that the way of life he had previously campaigned about now felt like a personal betrayal had an ironic tinge to it. The women who were his spiritual companions of old have since made their own ways. They now walk paths which do not intersect the path he journeys with a new purpose and ferocious independence. These women, once brought together by a shared household, now physically and emotionally occupy separate nations. Though it has become increasingly hard to gather them all in one place, the producers have managed to assemble them once again for what promises to be an historic event in the show's history. The special will be held in what has become a show tradition, a reflective, unbridled special in which tensions are heightened, emotional walls crumble, and truths come out. With the assistance of first looks and teasers, this tell-all event has been a wait for weeks. Fascinating bits of confessions and emotional showdowns were revealed to viewers that were designed to turn the center of the family structure on its head. The host, who is a legend in her poised and outspoken style, posed the question to Christine, who is one of the lead voices on the show, during one of the most discussed previews. Christine hesitated not at all when asked if she believed Mary had been dumped by the man they had all referred to previously as a partner. She responded unequivocally. She asserted that the two other females who had also shared the same degree of devotion spiritually had similarly been left behind along with Mary. Resolute, upright, and unapologetic, her statements cut the air like a knife of truth. Christine went on from there. She recalled having a scene in her head for quite some time, a photograph that seemed to reveal more than simple early passion between the man and the woman who would become his sole friend later on. Christine hinted at a deeper connection that could have formed long before any public confessions were forthcoming. Her revelations created suspicion, as well as intrigue. Weekly visits covering vast distances were portrayed by her as too regular and intimate to be dismissed. She left the reader to imagine the details with a smile that said more than words ever could. While Christine's acerbic remarks fan the fire, the real tempest is expected to brew in the subsequent chapters. Every guest will sit down and talk with the host, and this will offer a chance for emotional confessions, plain truths, and the type of plain-speaking narrative that has been a hallmark of the best episodes of the show. Defenses will be dropped, and carefully constructed fronts will crumble into reality in these individual interviews. This interview will also address the family's unfinished pain. They are facing the tragedy that shook their world for the very first time. They are utilizing the forum to pay tribute to a life lost prematurely, although they have resolved to keep personal details confidential. Their dour facial expressions and the pain in their tone express a boundless sorrow. Apart from reenacting past grievances, this multi-art performance will compel each player to assume responsibility for their role in the collapse of the family. Some responses can be inflammatory, while others are expected to be courteous. The man at the eye of the storm has never been one to take criticism graciously. Since the viewers already know him, he is made increasingly frustrated as feelings get high and tough questions arise. He lashes out at the host, instructing her to be quiet in an unusual show of unadulterated frustration. Tension that is simmering underneath is only made more prominent by her dumbfounded reaction. It will be difficult to watch these interactions, but they will be real. Christine's honesty is not alone. With her now self-assurance, Janelle adds her own reality to the conversation. She's done being shy. Mary, too, has found a voice she had long suppressed. The two women have vowed to collaborate to expose the pain, the neglect, the isolation, and the silence that had been hidden in seasons past. It's the sincerity, rather than the melodrama, that makes this scene so compelling. The expertly crafted narratives are no longer present. They are instead replaced with personal testimonies from women who have aged, gone through difficult times, and concluded that silence no longer serves them. Throughout this reflective assembly, audiences will also observe a prevailing theme. The father who previously maintained the family together still insists on portraying himself as a victim. He dodges complaints and deflects blame, especially towards those who now are complaining about his faults. He insists that his devotion to his solitary surviving lover has somehow demonized him, and that he is misunderstood, ill-treated, and misjudged. But the women will no longer let that story go unchallenged. The tell-all will end up being an accounting rather than a get-together. Perceptions of the family's vacation will be changed by the revelations that the episode provides. The protagonists in this tale are revealed to be characters in a typical tale through secrets, battles, and epiphanies. They are individuals with their own tales. For spectators who watch the rise, fall, and deterioration of this family, the new season gives the most valuable and resounding twist. It is one of beginnings and ends, of truth spoken, and of people finally making their own choice. This long-standing family soap's latest installment has made fans face a very tough reality: the tragic demise of a young man much loved by the family and their audience. Although his infectious energy once drew them smiles and laughter, tragedy intervened as he chose to take his own life, leaving a sorrow that words cannot assuage. Although numerous moons have passed since that fateful day, the memories remain vivid and the wounds are still raw. The vignette dedicated to his passing provided an unadorned and candid glimpse into a bereft family. The entire family gathered for the somber occasion, united in mourning, yet taking comfort from each other as they prepared to lay to rest their beloved son. Emotion abounded, with hearts weighed down by the enormity of loss, and tears flowing uninhibited as she shared fond memories of her son, moments that captured his unique spirit and the deep love that bound them. One of the mothers, visibly overcome, struggled to keep her composure. It was a rare moment of vulnerability from a robust woman, and her children hugged her in comfort, seeking to alleviate the searing pain. Even the male patriarch of the family, who is habitually depicted as stern and subdued, sobbed, revealing a more sensitive side not commonly witnessed by the public. His agonized distress moved every person present who cared for the young man, and reminded everyone in the room that pain does not have limits. In the chaos of the tempest, the young people, each grappling with their own sorrow, clung to one another to create a fragile network of support. Much too early, they were forced to deal with the harsh reality that their brother was dead, taken by forces beyond control. The incident illustrated a familiar course towards remembering and healing rather than merely a family in mourning. A surprise message, a sad occurrence cuts short a birthday. One of the females in the family recounts how she received the tragic news for the first time, underscoring the shock and abruptness of the loss. Her father called her while she was shooting a birthday party, which is a day of celebration and joy. She did not know and was not willing, so she chose to ignore the ringing telephone, instructing the staff to do the same, assuming that if it was something urgent, a message would be sent. Reality only struck her like thunder after she gave her unread messages a quick glance. Her world came crashing down when she read the words on the screen. Their beloved child had died. she right away declared an emergency, reminding her of the harsh realities of loss and bereavement, and stopped participating in the shoot immediately. She made her first telephone call to the young man's mother, assuring her she would be there for her in times of unimaginable loss. She openly shared the poignant struggle of letting go of her child for the final time, something no mother should ever be required to accomplish. Joined in grief, the final journey together, a very emotional installment of the series that centered on the family's final goodbye to their child, was recently released. In order to pay their respects and bury him, the entire family journeyed as one, a single front beset with grief. The desire of the family to have loved ones near, even in death, was made evident in that the selected burial site was near the resting place of a dearly beloved grandmother. While her kids grumbled around offering comfort in a tight hug, the mother cried as she remembered and pondered the irreparable loss. Each face exhibited the burden of accepting the young man's demise. The principal male figure in the household was also not spared by the gloom. His comments resonated with a mixture of pride, sadness, and love, as he openly expressed his desire to do the best honor to his son's memory. Every member of the family was contending with a flood tide of feelings as they faced the cemetery, looking out over the still land. A large number of viewers were deeply touched by the show, and an internet wave of sympathy and empathy followed. Most of the followers recognized the family's hard and bumpy journey and expressed their sorrow. Still, some viewers criticized the head of the family, expressing concerns over his past behavior and how he had treated the grieving mother. They implied that in order to honor their son in life, they could have been more respectful and understanding towards those who loved him the most. Strained relationships and ongoing tensions. There were tales of confrontation and estrangement between the young man and the head of the household prior to his death. Some of the followers mourned the lost relationships, hoping that if only things had been otherwise, the young man would have received more love and attention. The reason why a cherished photograph of the young man was kept in a less conspicuous place instead of prominently displayed at home was one of the examples cited by viewers as proof of emotional detachment and neglect. Speculation about the deep-seated family conflicts and the complex emotions surrounding their death was fueled by these observations. Two of the women of the family were part of the group visibly distressed during this period. They displayed sorrow as they attempted to come to terms with the loss of a son and brother. The reality that the viewers were only seeing these moments well after they had taken place contributed to their suffering and increased the emotional impact even more for followers who had been waiting for the family to accept the loss. An infinite void has been created by the young man's untimely death. It serves as a reminder of a once vibrant and vivacious person who left too soon, leaving loved ones still in search of understanding and serenity. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get more updates daily.